Hey everyone, welcome back to Glass Seats. This is Viddy.
And my name is Mrinal, and on this episode, we are discussing Juraj Slafkovsky, who scores his first NHL hat trick.
Kid's going to be a star.
This episode is recorded on Wednesday, April 10th, so we are talking all stats as of that date.
Yes.
But Juraj Slafkovsky is drafted first overall in 2022, has 19 goals this season, and has just scored his first NHL hat trick in his second NHL season.
Yeah.
Thoughts on this player?
Montreal needed this. They need, long gone are the days of the 2021 miracle run to the finals.
Yeah.
Granted, Nick Suzuki, also a stud, going to be huge for them, but they needed this glimmer of hope, you know? It's been a rough time in Montreal.
Montreal has been living off of potential, it seems like, for too long.
Yeah. Yeah. And also with the unfortunate departure of Carey Price, you know, it's a very different roster. I don't know if any of that 21 roster that went to the finals is really still around besides maybe Suzuki, right? So yeah, it's.
I mean, there's pieces here and there, but like the faces of that roster are gone. Carey Price was the big one.
Yeah.
Shea Weber is also gone.
Yes, yeah.
Nick Suzuki is still there. Who was the player who went to Carolina? Kotkaniemi.
Yes, yeah.
I don't remember if he moved before or after 21.
I can't remember. Yeah,
but you know, now the team is Nick Suzuki, Josh Anderson.
Yeah. Gallagher's still there, I guess. Yeah.
Noah Gallagher, Arbor Jacki.
Yeah.
And Juraj Slafkovsky.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's good to, again, this kid really provides something that is also needed, which is size. I don't know if you know, the kid is 6'3", probably 6'5" on skates, 230 pounds. It's just a tank coming at you. And I don't know if you watched the game, but some of those goals that he got in this hat trick game were like straight up breakaways. I was like, as a goalie, especially watching what happened with the, ironically, the Carey Price, Chris Kreider situation.
Yeah.
It's a tank coming towards you, isn't it? Like, he might not be the fastest guy, but man, is he big.
I mean, he's fast for a big guy.
Yes.
Not like, he's not Connor McDavid.
No.
But he's fast for a big guy.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. And like that power forward role, I think Montreal is they needed this. They needed this.
I think he is one of these new wave NHLers we're seeing where, for a while, like mid-2000s, all just about size.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you were big, you got a chance.
Yeah.
Then it kind of became all about this speedy forward where you were smaller, but you could make plays. The Johnny Gaudreaus.
Nico Hischier, I would say.
Nico Hischier. Nikita Kucherov.
Mm-hmm.
All a little bit smaller, but fast, can make plays, and can score a lot.
As long as you got a guy on the lineup to protect him, they'll be fine.
Now we're seeing guys who are huge and can still make plays.
Yeah.
Like, Juraj Slafkovsky's one, like Tage Thompson out in Buffalo's another.
Yeah.
This is the new wave NHL player.
Yeah, and Tage Thompson himself is no joke either. A couple of 4-goal games. I think he had a 5-goal game once.
Oh, yeah.
It's just insane, yeah. It is kind of a freak show to see like both speed and size and skill, I guess, too, be all combined into one player like this. And yeah, Montreal got a stud here.
Yeah. Only 19 goals this season. I feel weird saying only.
Yeah.
But, you know,
only.
He's going to get better, right?
Yeah.
We got too used to the McDavids and Matthews exploding right away.
That is the problem with the NHL. In this day and age of instant gratification, we're not exempt from it as hockey fans. We saw Matthews score four goals in his NHL debut and was like, oh, that's the norm now. We saw Connor Bedard just tear shit up this year. Oh, that's the norm now. We saw Connor McDavid, do Connor McDavid things. Guys, the kid is 20.
Yeah.
He's still got so much time to develop, and he's already lighting up the league with hat tricks and stuff like that. And again, he's got size to his advantage. Once he knows what to do with it, that's gonna be a lethal combo.
Yeah, I can see this player getting better and better.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping Montreal hangs on to this player.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought up the part about the old age, or not the old age, the old era of players. Just being huge and like menacing. Come playoff time, once Montreal is a playoff team, that size is going to be is honestly probably going to be possibly more important than.
I mean, in any sport, size is an advantage,
right? But like, just because we've seen it happen time and time again, players will throw the body around. They'll do whatever it takes. They'll that line where it's illegal or like a penalty or possibly a suspension. That line is crossed a couple times here and there, and having a guy like this is this is a guy you can probably see wearing the C eventually at some point, if not like a prominent A.
I don't think he's taken it from Nick Suzuki.
No, I don't think he will. But like in the case that, Suzuki gets traded or whatever happens, easy like backup captain right here.
Wow.
Yeah.
At 20 years old, you're already calling captain.
I wouldn't say just yet, but I think he will develop into that very soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on Montreal as a whole? You said they needed this.
Yes. Again, they're not there yet. I don't think they're there yet, but I think this is a team that is finally trending in the right direction. And not just like on paper. Like we can sit here and talk about how Buffalo and Ottawa are trending in the right direction. I was like, yes, it's on paper, but on paper it is. But I just want to see it in real life. This is a team that, if you look at the standings, sure, it's like near the bottom since that miracle run to the 21 finals. They've been near the bottom, but they've increasingly been getting better. You know what I mean?
Incremental progress.
Yes, and that is so much more important than just suddenly exploding and being like a sudden wildcard team out of nowhere. That's where we're seeing it right now with Philly. They exploded to a wildcard spot when they were still supposed to be rebuilding. Now they're just falling from grace. They've lost 3 in a row when these are must-win games, and you don't want that. I don't think you want that as a franchise. I think you want that slow build up to the top.
Counterpoint, though, if you have that slow build up, you get worse and worse draft picks every time.
Sure, but you just need one or two here or there to light it up. Again, we were talking about Cale Makar just before this episode started. Everyone clowned Colorado for, they had that horrible, whatever it was, 48-point season. 2016, 17. I can't remember when it was. It was many years ago. And everyone's like, they couldn't even win the draft lottery. Did they, though? They got Cale Makar at 6th overall. I feel like they won the draft lottery.
That might be on the 3 teams that picked before them.
Right, but still, like, I don't know. Just because they're getting lower draft picks doesn't mean they can't pick. It really boils down to, like, how do those prospects develop? Yeah. Lafreniere, we're still waiting for him to have that breakout season, right? I wouldn't say the Rangers are, like, amazing at developing prospects. Like,
I mean, they had 2 high-profile picks, Lafreniere and Capocacco, who are both now playing third line, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So it really depends on development. I wouldn't say first overall is a guaranteed lock. It just isn't. In this day and age, sure, you have players like Bedard, Matthews, McDavid. Sure, we knew that. Those are anomalies, right? Like, a kid is not supposed to carry a franchise. They're supposed to slowly develop into like an absolute beast. And that's good for long-term sustainability too. You don't want to see kids get burnt out too easily. So I think Montreal is on the right path.
And so what you're saying is when Montreal becomes a playoff team, you think they're there to stay?
Oh, yeah. I think this will be like, I mean, we saw them dominate. I won't say dominate, but they were like lethal for a long, long time.
Yep.
I would say, I know they made the finals in 21, but that 2014 team was electric. 2014, 2015, that area of Canadiens.
But they were never built like this.
Right.
That team was built off Carey Price.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, they never had this offense. They never had like dynamic D. They had suitable defense.
I mean, they had PK Subban. Kind of dynamic D.
And quickly shipped him out of town.
Yeah, unfortunate. But yeah.
And then their offense for years was basically just Max Pacioretty.
Yeah.
Who on any other team is fine.
Yeah.
He was like a 30-goal scorer, but not like a dynamo.
Yeah. He's not like a guy you're saying he's not a guy you build a franchise around kind of thing?
Like, they did build it around him.
Yeah.
But like, if you look at the really dominant teams of that age, Montreal was not at that same level of scoring.
Okay, got it.
It was just that Carey Price kept everything out of the net.
Carey Price was a reincarnation of Dominik Hasek at this point, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. It is definitely a new look, Canadiens, but I think this is, once they develop into, like, once they find that chemistry, once they, maybe a couple more draft picks under their belt and decent development. And I also, a lot of the controversial take, I think I like Marty St. Louis as a coach now.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't too sure at first. I think I like him there.
I will say, any Montreal game is fun to watch.
Yes. They've all of a sudden, I wouldn't say all of a sudden, but man, they're a lot more exciting in the past few years.
Any player can do anything on that team.
Yes. Yeah. It's cool, man. Like, I almost wish Jesperi was still there.
Yeah.
but that would have been a cool development to see too.
I, for one, would love the rivalry of Boston, Toronto, and Montreal to make a comeback.
Yes, that's what I mean. I mean, Boston's still there, I guess, but
Boston's still there. Toronto got there.
Yeah.
If Montreal joins that fight, that's going to be a tight rivalry.
Yeah. So once they are playoff competitive again, I expect them to make noise. And this kid is going to be one of them leading the way.
Absolutely. If you like this episode, you can drop a like on it. Leave your thoughts about the Montreal Canadiens in the comments. And hit subscribe for more. This is Glass Seats. We got 3 episodes out every week, and we will see you in the next one.
Peace.